Alright, you clicked on the video, so I have to address it. Is this video way too early? Yes, of course, that's why I'm making it. You see, in between the announcement of the FNAF movie and the Ruin DLC, we got Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2. Now, this is the sequel to the best Five Nights at Freddy's game, or one of the best in my opinion, in Help Wanted, which was the perfect blend of VR horror and FNAF, which we never knew we needed. It's like one of those team-ups that you didn't know you needed, but once you get it, you just want more. I've been craving a sequel to that game, not gonna lie. So, with the teaser trailer in mind, let's start overanalyzing it, and let's predict what this masterpiece is gonna bring us. Yes, I am being that bold. I think this game could be one of the best ever. So let's dive right in. What's important to understand about Help Wanted 2 is the reason why it's releasing in the first place. You may or may not be surprised to find out that PlayStation and Steelwool Studios have an existing agreement. It's the reason why all the trailers are coming out in the PlayStation Showcase, and it might be the reason why Help Wanted even exists in the first place. You see, back when the PlayStation VR headset was made, it was a very risky business move. I mean, Xbox and Nintendo hadn't even attempted it, and the other people in the scene, like Oculus and the other third parties, were absolutely dominating the scene. However, what originally began as a risky business move turned out to be one of the most successful moves in console history. The reason why it succeeded was because VR required a PC, and in the eyes of the public, it just seemed expensive and inaccessible to them. But they already have a PlayStation, so with a little extra money, you buy the headset and you have a fully functioning VR headset and experience. Now, where does Help Wanted fit into this picture? Now, it's no secret that Steelwool Studios is a VR company, and with Sony making a VR headset, it just seemed like the perfect match. I mean, think about it. Steelwool Studios was trying to pick up where Scott Cawthon left off, and Sony needed more titles to sell their headsets. It just made sense. And now that the PlayStation VR 2 released in February of this year, it's time for the two companies to run it back. I mean, FNAF fans do go crazy for the franchise they love. We buy an endless flow of books, YouTube's merch, we'll get them all, Freddy Fazbear blanket, I am swiping without a shadow of a doubt. And with Help Wanted 2 supposedly being on the PSVR 2 exclusively at launch, it only makes sense. FNAF fans will buy it. Alright, so we understand the context of this game releasing, so let's get to the juicy part, the teaser trailer. A quick thing to notice before we even dive in is the fact that there's a small disclaimer at the bottom of the trailer that says, PSVR 2 required, not actual gameplay. Now, this is not exactly revolutionary, as this is common among some game trailers, but what's important in this context is not everything we see or hear could be in the game at the same time. So that's just something to understand before we even start analyzing the rest. The other noticeable and obvious thing is the fact that we are in the Sister Location elevator. Now, it's not like Sister Location was absent from Help Wanted 1. Obvious examples include Night Terrors with Baby, and a personal favorite of mine, Vent Repair with Ennard. These animatronic and experiences were here, but I have a feeling that the intro is actually just a level. Hear me out. When you watch the trailer, just ignore Hand Unit. Seriously, tune him out for like 5 seconds. Just watching 5 seconds of this feels like the start of a level where we're descending like in Vent Repair. It's just a thought, but I could easily see this becoming a reality when the game actually releases. Alright, so let's start listening to what Hand Unit is saying. Right off the start, he introduces us to another week of career fulfillment.
Welcome back for another week of career fulfillment and minimal social interaction.
So Hand Unit is talking to us like this is a job, and he even outright says it later.
And to find a job that treats you mostly with respect.
Now compare this to Help Wanted, where we are instantly introduced to the game as a VR attraction.
Welcome to the Freddy Fazbear Virtual Experience. Fazbear Entertainment is excited to join the digital age, and what better way to do that than with an edge-of-your-seat virtual reality experience.
It's made abundantly clear to us that we are experiencing some Fazbear Entertainment approved experience. But with the teaser trailer in Help Wanted 2, it makes me feel like this is a more cordial, more like a job. Hand Unit's not talking to us like we're a guest, rather like an employee. I mean, heck, in Help Wanted, there are multiple nights, but do the math, and that's at least 15 nights of just the base 3 games. So when he says week, it just doesn't make sense for him to be talking about Help Wanted the first, but rather the actual game's sister location. Now, how will this tie in? I am just as confused as you are. The story and position of sister location is rather secure, so it'd be very interesting to see how they expand upon it if they do. I mean, I really don't want to say it, but it may be Steelwool Studios and Scott Cawthon trying to expand on the idea that the original games were made by a rogue indie game developer hired by Fazbears. However, I am definitely not going to touch that because right now I'd rather keep my sanity with Ruin just around the corner. Now, I can't make any solid predictions or guesses as to what's going to be in this game gameplay-wise. I mean, nothing really has been shown, but using the power of our brains, I think we can safely assume that FNAF 1 through 3 probably isn't going to make it. And if you think about it, FNAF 4 might not make it because the Night Terrors exist, and those were pretty good, and I doubt that they would remake them. Okay, just to explain, this video is currently being made before Ruin releases. It is currently July 17th, and within the Ruin trailer, we see Cassie using a device on a console. And in a tweet from FNAF, he noticed how we see the exact same console within the corner of the Help Wanted 2 sister location elevator. When I saw this, in my mind, I instantly made a possible connecting point for Security Breach to Help Wanted 2. My guess is the Glamrock animatronics could make an appearance. And do you remember the upgrade sequence in Security Breach that we did for Glamrock Freddy? I would definitely not be surprised at all in any way, shape, or form if this makes a reappearance in Help Wanted 2, just like in the parts and repair system in the Help Wanted 1 game. And if you think about it, Pizzeria Simulator also works in a VR sense because you're using a light to hear for the animatronics in your vent, and you're also going to do PC tasks, and this could carry over very nicely. And do you remember how at the end of the trailer, Ballora jump scares us? Well, if you think about it, Ballora wasn't in Help Wanted 1, and her auditorium level in sister location could make an amazing experience in a FNAF VR setting. While I'm basically creating the game at this point, I'm just trying to emphasize the fact that while Help Wanted 1 was great, Help Wanted 2 has an opportunity to be even better. With the inclusion of Security Breach, Pizzeria Simulator, possible Halloween content because of when it's releasing, there's so many possible opportunities for this game to be awesome. Alright, I can't end this video without sharing some bold or out-of-pocket take. It would be rude of me not to, so buckle up, because oh boy, I got a wild one. Now, if you've never heard of the VR title Duck Season, let me give you the rundown. In the game, we play as a kid who just got a rental game where you shoot ducks with a shotgun with your trusty dog pal thing, whatever he is. The game turns extremely dark when you shoot the dog, and basically he's trying to break the fourth wall to kill you and your mother. In some of the endings, he actually does kill your mother and you're forced to run away. But the important thing is that the dog is breaking the fourth wall. Well, I think this is actually going to happen in Help Wanted 2. Now, these cutscenes could happen naturally, or they could happen by us finding collectibles like in Help Wanted where we found the VHS tape. Either way, I think they're going to give us a glimpse into the real world as our main character, Gregory. That's right, baby. Gregory's not a robot, but rather a real child with a family. I am so sorry to disappoint you, MatPat. If the game does go this route, it would be really cool to see Gregory's family, siblings, and possibly the connection between Gregory and Cassie. However, I don't know if the game would tell us the story of how Gregory becomes infected by Glitchtrap, or how Gregory becomes cured from Glitchtrap's possession. Either way, these would both be really compelling stories to tell. Personally, my favorite story would be to see Gregory under the possession of Glitchtrap and him carrying out these commands, but then we're suddenly freed from his possession by Cassidy, Charlie, or some other force. Hey there, Sandwichy from the future. Just wanted to pop in real quick and let you know that I do stand by a lot of what I said after playing Ruin, but I just want to change one thing. I think this game might be trying to tell two different stories. We're going to be told the story of a worker who's actually working at Fazbear Entertainment, the Pizzaplex, whichever location, and it's also going to be telling us the story of someone who's actually playing the game, like a Gregory who's playing the game, and then of a technician who is actually working at the Pizzaplex. Two stories, one game, and they're going to seamlessly intertwine, be awesome, be great, because Help Wanted 1 was great. Alright, back to President Sandwich. 3, 2, 1, kaboom! So, how do you like my bold predictions and my overanalyzing? I think we picked this thing as clean as we could. There isn't much given, but I think we found everything we could. But if you feel otherwise, do not feel afraid to comment down below what I missed. Like the video if you want to support the channel, and if you want, you can join the Sandwichly Discord. Link is in the description. Peace out.